Hey, hey, Blue Table fans! It's the morning show with Sean and
Sarah.
Yay!
Dun, 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 dun.
Yay. All right, first off,
All right, Krusty.
you got to check out Shannon's socks. Let's have a shot of the socks.
They're
Yeah,
awesome. And they're
like,
so cool.
so Shannon comes in, and evidently she feels pretty comfortable with her job. She feels like, you know, she's ensconced. It's pretty much a sure thing at this point. So she comes in, she kicks off her boots, and...
But I was wearing rain boots, so you don't want to wear them all day.
I agree.
So, and I was talking to her about something like, da-da-da, this business, that
And
business,
then
this
all
and
of a
that,
sudden
and
he
it
loses
needs to be
his train
done.
of
And then
thought.
I'm like, what was I talking about again?
He got distracted by socks.
So, the big news, of course, is that there's a ferret on the loose in the neighborhood.
That's huge news.
A juvenile ferret.
It's about that big.
Yeah, we went to the new building today. Looking good over there, by the way. And it's
Takes off across the parking lot.
Yep.
Oh my god. What did
Yep. Look at this little guy.
What is it? It was so
ferret.
cute.
Yeah,
Or a weasel.
whatever. We
I
don't
guess
know.
it's like
Could it be a
weasel.
stoat?
What's a stoat?
Stoat is a
Like a weasel?
like one of those.
Okay, so it's
Maybe it's
something-
just another name for it in a different country.
But it was cool. I didn't know they were indigenous to this area, frankly.
Trying to show off my vocabulary here.
I use the word indigenous.
Indigenous. That's awesome.
They're smarty pants.
Yeah.
Thank you, Shannon.
Yeah. Now,
Anyway.
and actually, that brings up a very important topic, which is the pronunciation of words, because people try and rap me on the knuckles for that.
They do.
And so let's just try and logic this out, okay?
Cahorn is cahorn because there's an H in it.
Cahorn. That's right.
It's not
So
corn.
there's made up words, words not in the dictionary, and then there's words that actually are in the dictionary. And typically the words in the dictionary have multiple dictionary. Is that what I just said? Go see if that pronunciation is in there. So anyway, and they typically will have multiple pronunciations. And then the made up words, I'm kind of saying them how I'm saying them, and I'm pretty unrepentant about it.
I don't
like-
know what those are.
In like Privateer Press,
We're having fun in the
It's a
other room.
party, I know.
I know,
We weren't
totally not
invited.
hey, people keep it down in here.
He's throwing candy.
Is he throwing candy? I want some candy.
It is a party.
It's like a parade.
Joseph's like, want some candy?
Little
Yes,
kids.
yes I do.
Should we,
What?
Leave
Oh,
that
shut
door?
that door?
Yeah.
Sure. All right.
So anyway,
What was I talking about?
Unrepentant.
Pronunciations. Okay, so you have 4 War Machine factions.
uh-huh.
Here's how Sean Gately says them, which is the correct way to say them. It's Kador, Crikes, Menoth, and Signar.
That's probably correct, right?
According to, you know, how I see it,
Signar,
Crikes is C-R-Y-X. So
Crix.
here's,
Right.
according to Privateer Press, the creators of the game,
Do they have anything to do
here's
with
how they say
pronunciation?
them. They say Cawdor.
Oh.
Yeah. And that's, that actually is closer to the traditional, like, Romantic language, Latin type of pronunciation, that A becomes like an ah sound.
That's true.
And then there's Crix. That doesn't make any
Crikes.
sense. If you wanted it to be Crix, you should have spelled it C-R-I-C-K-S. Crix. I got some cricks in my neck.
Or let's go down
Okay.
a creek and get ourselves some
Menoth,
fish.
if I remember right, is Menoth,
Menoth.
and that's pretty
Well,
lame.
It's kind of spelled right.
And then there's then there's Signar, I think it's the thing.
Instead of Signar.
So basically, I'm saying them all wrong, and that's how I kind of they just stuck with me, you know, until 2 years in, I found that there was some pronunciation.
You know,
guide.
Hermione used to be Hermione.
Hermione.
I had no idea.
She
how
still is to me.
say
That's
it.
how I read it. I have to
That's
pronounce
how,
it out. Yeah.
That's how I
Hermione?
said it at first because the movies weren't out. So
Oh, okay.
I'd
Because
never
I was
heard
always
the
like
name.
Hermie one. I'm totally kidding. I've never read those books.
Oh, God. So yeah.
He read Twilight instead.
Yeah.
And
What?
loved it.
Did I just said yeah at like
agreed.
the wrong moment. Shannon. Always getting me to say things I don't mean.
All right.
All right. So, in other big news, we have the shirt. Show them the shirt.
Oh yeah, we have this awesome person. Shout out to awesome
Yay.
person who sent
Do we even remember his name?
his arm. Yeah, but
It's over there. The answer is no, we don't.
Yes,
I'm
we
sorry.
do. I have it.
He's
I'm
seeing this right
mailing
now,
it
and like
to
a
you
tear.
in just a
Tears
second.
are going to come down.
Anyway, we got a shirt for him that says, "I sent my army to Valhalla." It was how he was supporting us. You want to tell the story?
Yeah. Well, somebody sent us an army because I threw that idea out there. Love Valhalla. Do you believe in it? Well, send us money. Send us,
Something. So
Yeah, every little bit helps.
he did, and so he's getting a T-shirt in exchange, so to speak, or as our
That's
thank
super.
you, or whatever. So
Yeah.
it's cool.
So here's a question. I don't like advertisement on our YouTube channel. YouTube channel now is doing what they call promoted videos, where they put, a video kind of on top of the related stack, but it's not really related to what you're doing.
Right.
And to me, that's like, guess what? We're going to advertise on your videos anyway. And I'm just wondering how far that's going to go. So what I'm doing is I'm thinking in the next 6 months, I'm going to make inroads into just having our own thing. So the videos will be on YouTube, but they'll also be on our own website.
So you can avoid all the other.
And how does that work?
Yeah.
Like, are there bandwidth problems when, 10,000 people want to watch a 2 gigabyte movie?
You have no idea.
Did I say
Would've
movie?
thought of it.
Let's go with clip. Let's go with program. Well, that gets into our YouTube
You
programming.
watch enough of them, though. It's though you watched some movies.
Yeah, that's true.
People spend that
Like,
kind of time.
What's the bandwidth on that? So we're going to have programming. Here's the rough draft of that. Here we are. It's we're going to have a bat rep, 2 bat reps a week. And people are like, oh, there's no way you can do this, blah, blah, blah. We're doing like a third or half of that right now. We're going to do 2 bat reps a week, 1 GW, 1 non-GW. That'll be probably 4 hours at least of footage.
See, 2 movies right there.
We're going to do a studio update, probably about 15 minutes, and that's every day, including Saturday, but not Sunday. And then every day we're going to have a different program. So that's Monday is Sunday Monday, Tuesday is the morning show, Wednesday is business, Thursday is tack tips.
What's that?
What
Tactical tips.
Tactical tips, play on words. Obviously not a very good one.
I think it's just fine.
And then Friday is going to be a program I call Order Up, which is the unboxing of the order. And because it can't be because I'm like Christmas and whatever, but if I'm going to do it every week, then,
It's true, it's
but I
not
still
every
we'll do like every month, we'll still do the Christmas dance. I don't know why people like that. It seems to cheer people up. It gives me my only exercise, apparently. And I really am winded when I do that. It's really pathetic. So the shirts, talk to
About
talk to us
shirts?
about the shirts.
Shirts in
What do
general?
we have coming up for shirts?
Oh
in
yeah,
general?
we've been talking about a lot of ideas for shirts. So basic blue table painting shirts will become available really soon, and we're looking at
Really
trying-
soon means a month.
Okay, that's still soon. And we're trying to see what we can do about
Geologically speaking.
manufacturing them ourselves.
Yeah, well, it turns out if you're going to do as many or as much
maybe
as
be
we
interrupted.
want to. Oh, sorry.
That's okay. Go ahead.
You're trying to get me to interrupt you?
Well,
I
you
wasn't-
were, so she was just waiting for you to.
So anyway, go ahead with what you're saying about getting them.
It might be better just for us to buy our own like shirt making machine.
Yeah, because we want to do a lot. So we'll see what happens with that. And one of the things that is awesome and a great idea that Sean came up with is to have like blue table painting quotes on them.
Yeah.
Things you hear.
I don't think that was my idea though.
Wasn't mine.
I think one of the fans came up with it.
Okay, well, there were quotes from Sean.
So, yeah,
He
well,
came up with the
I
sayings.
came up with the sayings. That's true.
So-
Things that subconsciously I was just saying them a lot during my games.
Yeah.
Like, they like it. They wish they could have some more when they take heavy casualties, but make their test. They didn't like that guy anyway. Same thing. Like one guy dies, and you roll, and the rest of the guy, they don't care. They don't leave. They're like, oh, thank goodness, that guy wouldn't stop talking.
Anyway.
Those people are so obnoxious.
Was that it on the shirts? Was there anything else?
Yeah,
So
so
they'll be
those will be available for sale,
Yeah.
and there'll be a promotional thing that we're doing.
Cool.
I'm excited. Well, and this ties into a general theme, which is I haven't done enough with this company. There's a lot of potential. A lot of people could greatly benefit from it. And right now, I was at a crossroads. Like, this studio, as it is right now, more or less completed what I had hoped to accomplish with the operation. And I could just sit on that and, you know, have my awesome life. What's that?
Sorry. Didn't mean to make it all
Or
weird.
should I not have said that?
No, it was a matter of just
Oh,
starting
it's
and
fine.
stopping again.
Or should I make it into a greater thing where, you know, it can affect more people?
So,
So away we go.
we chose greater
Then,
things.
yeah, yay! So the programming, the
Spirit fingers.
want to start a
Kind of. That's
podcast.
actually how
Podcast would be nice, but in a way, the
deaf
YouTube
people
stuff we're doing.
Clap. That's clapping when you don't speak, when you're deaf.
Really?
Who
So
would've
if
thought?
you were deaf and you saw someone going like this, you would not understand. You wouldn't get that. You'd be like, well, since I don't hear
Because
anything,
all I see is spirit fingers,
obviously,
you know?
It is spirit fingers, but that is actually clapping. That's like
Oh, that makes
applauding
sense.
somebody because this makes a sound on purpose. If you can't hear the sound, then at least you can see.
But other people can hear it,
enthusiasm
though.
this way.
Just because you're deaf doesn't mean you have to be
What
quiet
if
for
you're in a
everybody
whole
else.
group of people, and you wanted them to see how glad you were when you can't?
I bet that
really
would
tell
make a
how loud.
noise. Absolute silence, but enough people whiffing their hands. I bet it would be a thing.
It's cool. My daughter does
Interesting.
ASL.
Never heard that.
American Sign Language, as opposed to the thing we made, which was better.
USL.
Universal Sign Language, which is even aliens can understand that this is bear digging through cooler. So anyway, all right. In other news, I took my kids to an inflatable jumping thing place.
Jump on it, kind
Yeah,
of.
that's
kangaroo
it. Where they have like the
zoo.
castle with the that's kind of an inflatable jumping thing. Anyway,
So a
they
lot
had a
of
claw
people-
machine there.
Get really, really hurt there. Like,
What?
yeah, like
That's why you have to sign
broken
a
necks and broken
kidding
arms.
me?
No, I have met tons of people
Little kids
who
not
get
so
hurt.
often.
Yeah, like jump
big
on it
people.
and stuff. Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Where Doofus McDooferton climbs to the top of, like, you know, suicide bubble. Yeah, and jumps down because he's
Yeah.
not, you know.
This one guy, like, fractured his whole eye socket and, like, he had to get, like, reconstructive surgery on his bone because it was, like, all just, like, but he jumped off and he missed the thing and just fell right on the concrete.
That's not funny. That's
is.
terrible.
It-
I can't believe you two laughed at that.
All right, so jump on it when you
Could you
went.
excuse me for just a moment?
I don't know. I never know.
Hello again. I hope you two are proud of yourselves.
Slightly.
All right. Laughing it up. It's all fun and games so you fracture your face on the concrete floor of
Oh, it hurts. Just
jumping
think of
jacks.
it. Oh, it's so bad.
Jumping jacks.
That is so bad.
that's
That's
the
the
one
name
that's
of the
down here.
place up in
Is
the what's
it?
Yeah.
Oh.
It's the closest
So
one.
anyway, so my daughter, they have like one of those claw machines there, and we have told our
I
kids,
don't know what a claw machine
do
is.
not.
The game
where
where
it
you
goes,
go,
and it
yeah.
drops,
Yeah.
and you never get anything.
Yeah.
Right?
My brother is a pro at that. He gets stuff all the time. One time, 6 things out of that.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a pro. He's like, what do you
Thanks
want?
for showing me up.
Yeah, I know. I'm like, sure, give me that.
Haven't even heard my story yet.
Sorry, I know. Interrupting
She
chicken.
pre-one-upped me.
Interrupting chicken.
Interrupting chicken? Is that a
Is that what you
thing?
said?
Yeah, it's a knock-knock joke. You guys have never heard it?
No.
Knock knock.
Do you know it?
Okay, I do.
You know the interrupting chicken.
I'm from a famous
Who's
line.
there?
Of interrupt. So, oh, you got me distracted. Okay, here's how it goes. Sarah's good for it. Shannon, you're not helping. Okay? All right. So what? Oh, yeah. Wait, how does the joke? How does the knock knock joke start? Okay, knock knock. Interrupting chicken. That's the one.
Okay.
I never heard
So
that.
jumping jacks.
Yep, it's just in Springville.
Yeah.
I think that's how it goes. So anyway, the claw machine, so she goes over, unbeknownst to me, right? I'm not really paying attention. And she proceeds to pull one thing after another out of it, of like the big good ones that are in there. 5.
This is your oldest daughter?
Like,
My eldest daughter.
pulled
yeah.
it through?
No,
Or
not through
won
the
it.
slot. No, through the actual
She actually
thing.
Oh, she actually won them.
She's
Your
just like,
brother.
Dad, look what I won. I'm like, oh, that's nice. And then she comes back. She's got like 4 more. So let's roll the footage of that. I actually took footage of it. So look at this. She won that claw machine 5 times. And we're back. So now, thanks a lot, claw machine, because
Bunch of
now
junk in your house.
all my kids, not only that, but all my kids have this idea in their head that you can win big at the claw machines.
Oh.
So
I've
yeah,
never been able
and
to
I asked the
think
gal,
of
I'm like,
that
is this normal? Is this? She's like, it is rare for anyone to get even one thing out of it.
Yeah, I don't like
So
claw
it's
machines.
like-
I don't like anything
yeah.
where your odds are that bad.
Yeah,
Not much of a gambler. Huh?
wretched.
No, turns out I'm not.
Yeah.
Who knew?
Yeah. Sorry, just having a flashback to
Burrito.
pretty bad experiences, let's just say. No, I'm kidding. Sir, we're here to remind you that the games are only for fun. All right, so,
Shoes.
oh yeah. Other news, all my shoes have holes in them now. It was raining this morning,
Is
and
that
I
why you're
realized
walking around
that all,
barefoot?
yeah, that's why I'm walking
Because his
around
socks
barefoot.
got wet.
Yeah, my socks got wet because of the hole in my shoe. Because I love those deck shoes. I actually want to go get these, you know, $14.99 Payless shoes resold so I can keep wearing them because I like them so much. Yeah. Sentimental value. Speaking of sentimental value,
You'll take that in hand, right?
somebody has taken the Ron Paul sign out of my yard.
It has been stolen.
That Ron Paul 2008 that I have had up in my yard,
Before
not yard,
2008.
in my flower bed close to the house. Because there's ordinances about signs in your yard, which is my first theory. The city has come because of a complaint and they took the sign.
How can
That
they
doesn't
do
make
that?
sense.
Because you can put a sign up
Does the
saying Mary
city-
Kay is sold here, and nobody
does
would
the
do anything
city-
about it.
Well, it depends on the city. I know in Mapleton they have an ordinance where it's only within a certain number of months before and after the election. You can't just keep stuff up forever. And because I've had this is like the
Because
moose
Orem
head
doesn't have this.
on the wall where I'm like, honey, I will. When I die, I want you to throw the Ron Paul sign down into the grave before they put the dirt in. Right? Kind of pack that down. And it's sentimental value. Because Ron Paul, just a guy, but he taught me what it meant to be free. And freedom is awesome. Freedom can also suck. But at least now I have an idea of what my constitutional and civil rights are.
Whether you get
Better
to have
than I
them or
used
not.
to. Yeah. Basically trampled at this point. But let's not go down that road. Let's talk about the sign. So Ron Paul sign is gone. And I'm thinking to myself, well, obviously, who wouldn't want a Ron Paul 2008 sign? That is like totally cool.
Worth
And
money to Sean.
but
so
or maybe
anybody's
someone
got
was
one.
irritated by it and decided that's enough of that. 3 years is long enough because I was waiting because I wanted to put on 2012 on it, and I'm just getting around to that, right? So if that person is watching, I say, God bless you.
Post it.
I hope your life goes great. I have nothing but goodwill. And for my part, it's just water under the bridge. Although I do hope that someday you bring my sign back and apologize and make things right for you in your own heart. So, yeah. So if someone took it down because of irritation, oh, they don't know what irritation is
Just
compared to
you
what
wait.
I'm going to do next. Because now it's on.
He's gonna have it muraled on his garage, so it's not a little sign this big.
That's right.
It'll be like a double car
It's
garage.
going to be, we have a big bay
18
window.
feet.
I'm going to cover that bay window 6 foot by 4 foot. Because if it's in the interior of your
like the
house,
garage works.
now you really can't do anything about it.
Is that
Could do the
considered
garage.
exterior?
I've also
If it was
thought of getting
painted
one of
on.
those pizza things that you put on top of your car, a magnetic thing. Just take it down every night when I get home. Just have it up all the time. And Here's the best one. I'm going to order 10 Ron Paul shirts and wear nothing but Ron Paul shirts for the next year. That's it. That will be my only attire. That's right. I'll be out at a date with my wife at like a nice restaurant. Ron Paul t-shirt.
They're like, sir,
It's on now.
here's a jacket and a tie.
Shannon just looks disgusted. She's just like, really? That's what you're doing? Yes, that's what I'm doing.
We'll see.
So
More power
anyway,
to you.
Yeah, it's on.
Gross.
All right, now you say something interesting.
Okay, something interesting. We are
Blah, 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 blah.
we're adopting my foster daughter.
Yay!
is
Is that a
interesting.
public thing that you can make public?
I'm not talking about her name, but we're working on
okay,
it.
great.
Yeah, we're working on that now. We're in the
Yeah,
process.
Sarah's a
so-
foster.
I'm a foster
parent.
parent. I have
that great?
3 foster kids right now and 4 of my own. Yes, mother of 7 makes me kind of typical in Utah. And I think we're
I
getting
don't
one
think
more
7
next
is
week.
the average.
So I will
think
have
it is.
8 kids. I will
What?
have 4 foster
No.
kids and 4 of my own.
I'm
Because
sorry,
you know
go
what?
ahead.
You can do something. People can do things. Not everything. I can't do everything, but I can refuse to do nothing. And so I can actually be a good mom. So I have foster.
What?
That's awesome.
That's my little advertisement. Do something.
Next time my wife is mad
Help
at me
in
because
the
I'm
world.
laying in bed watching Netflix, I say, I refuse to do nothing.
Come on, it's a
I
true
lift a
thing.
finger. That's
pathetic.
something. Anyway, sorry. Go ahead.
There's things we can do to help our fellow man or children in this case. So
Yeah,
anyway,
it's a big deal.
And we
the
love
child
it.
you're adopting,
We've
you
got
have
great
done a lot
kids
for that
and
child.
The other kids are
Huge
not
deal.
adoption. That will be going back with their family, and we're able to help a family during a time that's hard for them, and so they can have a good life. So yay! So that's what's going on in my
I
life.
think that's super. Yeah, that is kind of that's been an unfolding drama. I think that's neat. Oh, well,
Drama.
oh yeah, Sarah. Well, and the last, what is it? It's May now. The last 6 months, our lives have been like super stressed. I actually think I
Crazy
blew
stuff
out
going on.
part of my optic nerve in my left eye from stress. No, yeah, I started getting like horrible headaches over here. Yeah. So anyway, gonna hear about that.
Yeah.
All right, one gaming related item, and this is a big one. So if you stuck with the program to now, oh boy, do I really want to go through this? Big
Shannon
yawn.
Yawns.
I didn't mean to do that.
This is what it was. Okay, so I have one big piece of news left. This is really the big item. And Shannon's like, "Ugh,
It's true.
wake me when it's over." Okay, so it's trade, not trade, levels. No, son of a. Okay, it's okay. Hold on a second. So you have the cost of an army is the cost of the models, assembly, and painting. Painting's the big one. I'm gonna do.
Can't tell if it's going.
I'm gonna pause this.
Yeah,
Okay.
bye.
Hey, guy from California, apparently Long Beach or environs. So yeah, that's who called. That's the call. My new caller ID says the city and roughly where the person's from.
That's kind of cool.
Too. Yeah, that is. It's
That is
super.
cool.
Not just the number.
Because cell phones usually don't have that.
So okay.
Or in the olden days,
Anyway,
like my phone.
if you go from level 3, which is the standard thing, and you drop it to level 2, which is actually pretty good. I'm surprised people don't do it more. It's 30% off.
Well, maybe some people feel
So-
like they can
Like
paint
they
it
lose
like a
something
level
or-
2,
Yeah,
but they don't feel like they can paint it a higher level, so they
Yeah.
they want a little bit better than. Not
or the
everybody can.
30% is like, it's weighing a thing.
Yeah, where they're like, do I want
Because it's hard to
this, do I want
calculate
that?
30%. So 30%, I'm going to make it 50% off. That's until further notice. Yeah, we're just going to do it.
Okay.
I think it's awesome. Because that's the big chunk of getting your army painted. It would take 800, say, for example, and make it 400.
That's a big deal. Actually, we've never done that before.
That is
so.
neat. The
take
caveat is that it needs to be relatively loose sort of instructions.
Well,
Like you could
level
say,
2 would kinda
you
have to
couldn't,
be-
yeah, you couldn't say, I want these 5 guys painted this way and this on their right.
Well, then
knee
it's not a
pad,
savings because all
and
that.
then, right. Yeah, you can't really do a paint by numbers with level
But it'd
2.
be really great for a artist. What do you call it?
Yeah. artistic license.
Thank you. It
Well,
would come.
that's the question. Would I
Artistic
go
license.
more than that for level 2 with artistic license?
We don't get a lot of level 2 artistic license or level 2 anything at this point, right?
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
you know, artistic
Should be more.
license would be really good.
Well, it's a thing, so we'll try that and see where it goes. I'm excited.
Okie doke.
All right, I think that's it. I promised a 10-minute morning show. How many minutes do you think it's been? 25?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Hey, see you next week.
Bye-bye.
Blue Table fans.